Well, Game Awards was pretty eventful to say the least. Yeah.
I would say it was very eventful.
What did you think overall with like the announcements? Did you think there was like a bunch of peak stuff, or did you think like it was kind of lame? I don't know. I look back and I think to myself like, how many cool announcements were there? And obviously that's gonna be different gamer to gamer. But like for me, I was like, yeah, there's like 4 or 5 things I liked.
Yeah. I think the biggest issue for sure is, and I think Jeff Keighley shows that has kind of an issue with this, is the like back half of the show really struggles. And again, I know we'll talk about it in a little bit, but like the end of the showcase, you know what I mean? Just I just think all of those things, it starts to decline. And then when you don't have a really good end announcement, I think that's what a lot of people remember. But I do think they did have some good stuff shown. It just like I mean, it's nowhere in the peak territory, but like I mean, even something like Control 2 for me, that's really big. I love Control 2, but
That was
you know,
what
not
I
in the
messed
peak.
up on. That was what I messed up on my video covering the Game Awards. I forgot to mention Control, and I forgot that that did look very epic. It was a cinematic trailer, though. That wasn't a gameplay one, right?
I want to say it might have had a, you know, if I'm just being honest, a little buzz during that one. So I'd have to go give it a little bit more of a rewatch. But
Remember
uh,
correctly, that was a cinematic trailer, but it did look really good. And honestly, I'm not a I don't know. And then I was the same way with Divinity too. Like I'm not adept into
right.
what Divinity even is. What about you?
Definitely not. Baldur's Gate 3 was the biggest like Larian thing for me. And I know of Divinity, but it's not, it looks cool. I'm interested for sure, but you know, not like that wasn't like I wasn't going crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Personally, I was hyped for that trailer because, and everyone's
Mhm.
talking about it. They're talking about how how it's like so dark and demented and evil. And they were like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And I'm like, what was wrong with it? Like, that's some weak stuff. Do you guys ever
Yeah.
play a horror game before?
I know, and apparently, like the Divinity series has like this is not crazy for them too, at least from what people are saying. So yeah, I also thought the same thing. I was like, come on, guys, like this is fake. It's a video game. Like, bro, it's fine.
I
Like,
found it also funny that this isn't even their what was it? Baldur's Gate isn't their IP, and this
right?
is. So they're allowed to
Yeah,
like
this is like their thing.
what, or run wild with it or something? Is that why they're going crazy or something?
I think so for sure. So definitely, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think Larian's good. So they have not been doing well the past week, unfortunately, but
The Game
I'm
Awards as
looking
a
forward to
whole,
it.
though, like it does, like you said earlier, like it felt like the front half was the one that was loaded, and the
Yeah,
back half was kind of like lacking. They had the
yeah.
Star Wars old Fate of the Old Republic
Oh yeah, right.
was announced, which mad respect. I mean, my entire gaming career, I've never been a huge Star Wars fan, but like I played The Force Unleashed. That was amazing. It was like a hack and slash Star Wars game.
Good.
I've played a little bit of the it's been so many years. It's the Dark Souls version with
The Jedi Survivors, those
that's the
ones, or
one. I
the
didn't
Star
beat
Wars
it. That's
Jedi?
why it's fading in my memory. But I love that they went Dark Soulsy with it, like they made it impossibly hard. So I have respect for the IP and the franchise as a whole as a gamer, but like I just don't know what I'm getting into. Like thinking about Fate of the Old, like what are they gonna do? Like what's this game based on? Because I've heard nothing but good things. A lot of my friends at work were talking about how like some of the best Sith lords or something was showcased in like the Old Republic or something like that. So I don't know. Like that's I'm showing my non expertise in the field here by trying to talk about it. But like I said, that looked. I mean, just a cinematic trailer, get people hyped. That's what cinematic trailers are for. I mean, what did you like? How did you feel about those?
Yeah, big fan. I am a much bigger fan. I am a pretty decent fan of the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Those like I was in my Star Wars prime because of like those games and The Mandalorian were going on at the same time, at least on the first game. So I was really into Star Wars during those times. But yeah, like Knights of the Old Republic, like play a little bit of those. You know, I'm no diehard Star Wars fan, but like I'm in it looks cool. I'm excited for sure. But the Star Wars Jedi series is I mean, I love anything Souls like I'm pretty much into. So I liked that direction. So but definitely looking forward to it. I thought it was a really cool announcement for sure.
Do you think there's going to be like a fan base for the people that like the pod racing game. Like for me, that seems like I feel like racing games are already incredibly niche, but then you niche it down even further, being a Star Wars game, and it's supposed to come out
Definitely.
soon. And there was no gameplay trailer; it was a cinematic trailer. I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I think if there was a gameplay trailer, that definitely could have done some numbers for sure, at least to like see where things are at. But like, yeah, I think that's why nobody's talking about it because I guess they didn't take the time to talk about it either, really.
Well, I don't know. I guess, and there was a lot of trailers, so we're probably like glossing over a couple things without like watching the whole show over again to see everything. There was Mega Man. There
Right.
was Exodus. I still don't know what to make
Yes.
of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
game at all.
Yeah. Same.
And that extends even to Saros. Saros.
Yes. And
I
see, like that's another one of those things too, where like I am so stoked for Soros, but like it barely showed us. Like we knew that was announced. We knew when it was. I think it got delayed a little bit. So like, you know what I mean? It's not like that's a different kind of like excitement on a trailer like that because like there's nothing really new that that trailer gave us. You know?
Yeah, and they said more gameplay, and I was like, this looks like. I mean, they already released a lot of gameplay as it was, so I wasn't like, oh my god, I need to. I just don't know how to feel about that game. I think the art direction's cool. I think the art direction for same thing with Divinity. I was like, okay, it's cool. It's got me interested. I don't have any idea how this game plays, and that's the same thing extending to Saros and Exodus. Like, are these? Yeah, I don't know what the gameplay loop is going to be. So rooting for the games. Obviously, they're putting. We don't know a lot about them, so I hope they do well. But I mean, I'm a big fan of like third person shooters, anyways. So like, that's what Saros is going to be. It looks good.
I think
Um,
I've told you before that you need to check out Returnal because Returnal is like my favorite PlayStation 5 exclusive. So like that's what they're hinging, you know, and expecting people to like, you know, get excited about is people who played that. And I think it's well worthy of the excitement. I think it's like I think I'm just like it's a weird level of hype to where I'm like I know what to expect and I just want it. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing like there's no smoke and mirror. There's not like much else. There's just like they're like, hey, we're gonna do return build off the Returnal formula, do something different, you know, make whatever, but like that's the formula they're basing it off of. So like I just want to play it. You know what I mean? There's no I don't have to be convinced or sold or like look at any new stuff. Like it's gonna be a day one for me. So I love Returnal. Very big fan.
I'll definitely give it a bite. I mean, you've talked highly about it before, and I've seen your other videos talking about Returnal in the past. And I mean, you did relate it to, and I don't know how accurate it is. You say it's like PlayStation's Doom, but like
Yeah,
with its own gameplay loop. It's not a one for one, like, hey, this is our version of it. But
right.
yeah, it's definitely a game that I want to
Yep.
look out for and try down the road.
Yeah. The bullet hell sections are very, very similar to that really cool boss battles. It's just like obviously the gameplay loop being like a roguelike plays different, but it has elements that I think that I know you'll
I
like.
feel like I'm self-awareing a little bit right now based off of games I like because like you mentioned bullet hell and then I also like hack and slash. I think I'm
Yeah.
actually like I love a lot of styles of games, but when it comes to like mindless violence, like a hack and slash game, like like a
Nothing
bullet
wrong with
hell,
that.
like Doom. I mean, we're going into that with Phantom Blade Zero here pretty soon because
Yeah,
that's
we are, baby.
it's like a deeper. Would you say it's a hack and slash? We've played that game a lot. I don't know how many times you've gotten your hands on it. I've gotten on my hands on it 3 times.
Yep.
Like where would you categorize it? Because it says its description says it's an RPG, but like what am I dumb? Do I not know what an RPG element is? Because I thought like that's where you spec into stuff. But if you Google it, it says it's a action adventure RPG. That doesn't sound right. What's your
Yeah,
take on that?
I I don't love that I would never describe that to anybody as an art. I would never use the term RPG for Phantom Blade Zero. Like, like maybe it's talking about and like just maybe because like you can have a little bit of like build variety as far as like there's not like classes, but like I guess like with your weapons, but like even then like that's you can do that in like most video game. Like yeah, the we're loosely using RPG in a lot of things that I'm not a not a crazy big fan of, but I think I would roughly like I'd consider it a hack and slash because, like, I mean, like the original God of War trilogy is like considered that, and like there's like combos and stuff. You're not just pressing like the same button over and over again. So like, it's much closer to a hack and slash than it is a Souls like for sure. If that accounts for anything.
Kind of makes me want to Google right now, like what Devil May Cry falls under, because you talked to the director, I'm pretty positive, but I did too. And even in the article that was posted on Epic Games, where they had a one-on-one talk with the director, he said he looked to God of War and Devil May Cry as like that's where he wants to reach with this game. He wasn't like being egotistical, being like, we're going to surpass them, we're going to reinvent the franchise or the genre. He said, I want to be on the same plateau as those guys. And I was like, damn, like that's pretty respectful. And I think this game takes that and puts another, like, I wouldn't say reinvents the genre, but as I'm playing it, I was like, this feels like the most polished version of the genre.
I definitely agree. I think the main portion, because I think you're right. Both of us have. I think we both played it 3 times now, like 3 different demos, and we learned. In this most recent time that we spent a little bit with S Game before we kind of went out and did a couple other things. Is they did the whole freaking motion capture, but like in a like there's this one boss fight where you're I think it's called the Year of the Snake. That was like the trailer they showcased it, and like you're
Sword
surrounded by
formation.
like yeah, yeah, you're surrounded by like 7 or 8 enemies, and they were telling us they were like, normally you'd think, right, like they would just kind of do this one at a time, like motion capture, and then like stitch it together. But like in the motion capture, it's in real time, like everybody is there. And I think I'm always so impressed with the animations every time I play that game. It's not just like, you're like in a normal hack and slash game like God of War, like you're mashing square and the enemies are just kind of like reacting over and over like this or whatever, but they're consistent like blocking, pair, you know what I mean? Like if you really look at those animation details, like it's ridiculous.
Have
And
you
I think it's
noticed too, like you're talking about those animations. Have you noticed that, like, I don't know if you did it yourself, but I did it a couple of times and I actually found some B-roll of it. I'll try to overlay it when I'm editing this later. But like when you're in between two enemies and you kick in one direction and you
right.
stab in the
Uh,
other, like that's
uh,
programmed into the combat to
yeah.
recognize enemy position and do that attack based off of proximity, not based off of input. And that's fucking crazy.
That was one of those things I vividly remember because he does like the long stretch thing and he kicks one, like you said, use the sword in the other. And that was in the very first trailer. And I remember people like tagging that and they were like, the timestamp or whatever. They're like, this is not in the final game, bro. They're like, this is like this. No way that does. And I did that in real time on like my first or second demo. And I was geeking, bro. I was like, this is so cool, man. Like, and that to me, because we know obviously from them they're very inspired by like different like martial arts and stuff, which I'm a huge fan of. So like I'm just
Wuxia, Wuxia, right?
yeah.
Which
So
is,
I'm
I had to
geeking
look that
anytime
up.
I
They were explaining it to me, but I had to look it up, and I didn't know that that is so the definition of it, if you look it up, it just says exaggerated martial arts combat. Basically everything you
sure.
see in anime where people are flipping through the air and doing like stuff you can't do in real life.
Right.
But I was just impressed by all of that. And honestly, I'm really intrigued to see what the final product will be with this game, because do you remember the time frame of people calling it a fake game?
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. I didn't track it actively, but like when that first trailer came out, people were like, oh, Ghost of Tsushima spinoff, fake game. Oh my God, another Souls like. It was like a lot of
Souls
different
like was the
things.
big one.
I honestly, I just finished my video about Phantom Blade after spending time with him this third time. And I said it was Souls like, and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm overstepping. I'm going to post the video anyways. I'm not going back. I'm not retconning it. It's going to be posted tomorrow. But I was like,
Gotcha.
it's Souls like in two categories, in my opinion: quality and difficulty.
Yeah.
But difficulty is different because there's difficulty settings. I mean, I think that people are going to struggle with a lot of enemy mobs and bosses if they're even on normal difficulty, because it's not like Devil
Yeah.
May Cry. You could button mash your way through a Devil May Cry and a God of War. on normal
Yeah.
difficulty. And most bosses will take you 1 or 2 tries. I think a lot of the bosses in Phantom Blade are probably going to take people 4 or 5 tries on normal difficulty. Some of those guys were really hard.
Yeah. It's really tough to gauge that kind of stuff because I consistently forget, like, I'm well an above average gamer at this point. So like I usually have beaten most of their bosses that they've shown me in 1 to 2 tries. But when we entered, I guess I won't mention who it is, not that it matters or anything. We entered, there was 2 journalists that were we knew this for a fact. I'm
Oh
not like joking.
no.
There was 2 journalists there, and I just was keeping an eye on them because I was waiting on my turn. And I think they were on like death like 8 or 9. And I'm like, dude, buddy, we gotta wrap it up. And I know you're on easy difficulty too, as well.
No, no,
I'm like,
no. We're
I
not
know you I know
we're
you're not
not
even normal.
tabling journalist slander. If anybody watches this video, they need to know. Like, I think the internet already has like a suspicion. There's already like a little bit out there where they talk about journalist difficulty. But to have the people, the team, actually be like, yeah, they're not enjoying our game very much. They keep dying. Like, to like straight up out them, I think is very telling to when you get a journalist who is not a gamer get their hands on a game like this. And like they're getting their hands on games like, Elden Ring Night Rain. Daniel, Rapid Reacts. He got a review code for Night Rain, and I think he was trying to get the platinum or something like that. And he said, I can't do this video. Nobody can get past the first night. They're terrible. Like, it's all journalists that got early access codes. So,
So like paired him up with a couple people.
yeah, I'm all for journalist slander, dude, because like, and it's funny. We did get enlightened a little bit. Some of these journalists they're not gamers. They come from just straight up, they got their degree in, I don't know, writing, English 3, whatever you want to call it. They know how to spell. They're better than me on that.
Exactly.
But they're just trying to find jobs, and gaming is a job where they can write. So sometimes they get thrown into a game where they just, honestly, if it's a high profile game, if you're talking like Elden Ring or, God of War, if it's a high profile game, you should not be putting a non-gaming journalist on that. Do indie games. Like, I don't know how there's not a vetting process for that. Sorry, that is a rant, but I feel very passionately about me being a gamer and I want to talk about these games, but a journalist who has no gaming experience getting to talk about a game over me.
Yeah, it be happening all the time. But yeah, it's rough to watch in real time, that's for sure. And I was like, golly, man, like get off the sticks. And like I attempt it and like it goes down first try. And I'm like, oh my. So like I said, like just finish full circling back on that difficulty portion. It's like I would agree there to an extent, probably to your average player for sure. It's gonna be maybe not as hard as like a Souls game, but like it's up there, especially when the mob enemies are there too, and there's a lot of them, like you get overwhelmed like crazy. So I
Would you
definitely think
call
it's
it
a
a
fair
Souls light?
comparison.
Would you say it's a Souls light? Not even that?
Light maybe. That's the definitions are so
Yeah.
wonky. Souls like definitely not. Like I would feel
Yeah.
strongly that it's not, but Souls light, like it's definitely got elements.
Yeah, it's got the elements. It's got the flasks. It's got the rest station. But the biggest thing is like the enemies don't respawn, which I love
Yes,
that.
I was gonna mention that. Yeah, I do too. Whenever I died at a location, I was running back and I was like taken aback because again, I'm so like when you're playing it, it looks like you're playing a Souls game. Like it's got that feel. So like running back, I'm just like, oh, like everyone I killed is gone. Like it was kind of jarring for a second, but it's not bad by any means.
Oh yeah, it felt good. Like you said, refreshing. I remember going back into an area after the boss. I turned around and I was like, "Where's everybody? It's like that meme with Conor McGregor from from Roadhouse. Where the f is
Right.
everybody?"
Where the fuck is everyone?
No, literally, exactly.
And I mentioned this in my review again, that it's like Doom the Dark Ages. Like, you kill the mobs and then you go and try to find all the secrets. Like, if you're one of those completionists, like, okay, cool, everyone's dead. How do I get this puzzle now?
Yeah, exactly. Which I feel like we've done the least in this. We haven't had that much like explory time, I would say, in most of ours. Like it's big focus on like the combat and bosses and stuff. So I'm definitely interested to see how the whole thing kind of like pieces together eventually.
Did you talk to anybody on the team? I think it was Soulframe. S, who said, and I think it was the combat designer too. I think I verified it. I'm pretty positive from two people, but still, it seems so ambitious. The game's going to run 30 to 40 hours long, and they said like over 30 different weapons. Did you hear that from anybody
Yes,
else?
yes, you were yes, I did for sure, for
I'm
sure.
not tripping on
Because they
that.
said
Okay.
they said just about every boss will drop a weapon of some kind, whether that's like a primary or like one of your like secondary attacks or something. Because the boss I fought in this recent demo, you actually it was like your R2 attack. It wasn't like a your regular attack that you're using. So at least in I don't know if they mean 30 like main ones or if that includes these little secondary things. I'm not sure, but yes, I did most certainly hear that number thrown.
Good for them, man. Like fleshed out story. They literally said what they were like, oh yeah, we're releasing in September because we want to polish the rest of the game. Like the game's finished. We just want to polish it. I'm like, okay. Decent game. Decent. I think it's above par. I think that's above
Yeah.
par for a game, yeah, for 30 hours
Yep,
on
I
the low end.
definitely think so. Because and I if all that's accurate, that's really good because in my first 2 builds, it wasn't that bad, and even this time wasn't, like, atrocious, but I did have a couple, like, minor, like, performance issues, but I'm like, at that point, like, if the base is there and we have till September to optimize, you know what I mean? Like, that's good. If they're in like the home stretch of like the actual just development of the game, and then it's like, all right, like let's fix, let's polish, let's make sure things are fine tuned. So like I said, being 9 months out, I just mention it, but there's no reason to, like, you know what I'm saying, like bug on it. This wasn't like my whole game was bugging or anything. It was mainly when I had like the big mobs or something, but like
Yeah.
not even a remotely big deal. So
And like real
that
talk
we
too,
can
like
fix.
everything that this team is doing, they're a new team, right? They're not, this is their first game.
Yes, I am like 99% sure. Cause same thing. These guys have stemmed from the Wukong effect, you know?
Yeah, yeah. The East over there, they're killing it. Like they're like, hey, we
Yeah.
made one outstanding game. Everybody else gets funding. Here you go. But like this team and every other team so far, like we'll see what happens with Tides of Annihilation. I'm very excited for that game as well. And Where Winds Meet is
Me too.
done massive numbers, but
Yeah.
like with this game, they're doing everything that I personally and most gaming, content creators and gamers in general have complained about. Like, delay your game. We're not mad about it. We want you to ship us a finished project. We want you guys to just take your time with a good game, like no weird gotcha mechanics either. No store to buy skins. Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is real like old school 2006 stuff. PlayStation 2, Xbox 360. We're shipping you the game, and then if the game does good, guess what? You get DLC.
Yep. So really what's happening with Wukong at the moment as well too. There was no iffy. That was it. They shipped the game.
Yeah. And they were like, oh man, I wish they would have shipped this too, or here's this patch or whatever. I mean, obviously they did weapon balancing or whatever they did. I think they did some balancing, but I think again,
Sure.
when it ships, like you should be 100% confident in like the damage your weapons do. And one thing I've always hated, and this is a tangent that's kind of off topic a little bit, but like I really don't like post-launch balancing because
Yeah.
if something is broken and it's a single player title specifically, and you want to change that for some reason, like let the people who want to use broken builds use broken builds. And people who want to just play the game and enjoy it will use everything else. There's multiple
Yeah.
types of gamers that buy your game. So that's a side tangent for another day. But
No, I feel you. It's
but I
very worthy of mentioning.
yeah, but I like what S Game is doing, and if this game does well, which I know it will, I'm putting my seal of approval on it. We like you said, you've gotten your hands on it. Like what do you think the Metacritic, like what is your estimation? Like what do you think the Metacritic will be for this game? Like user rating and then like overall?
I have no doubt that when people play it, I think your average consumer just looking for a really good action game, I think is going to be extremely positive. I think the Metacritic for critics is going to be on par with Wukong, and if not a slightly less. That's just based off a hunch. not based on my personal feelings towards the game or anything. That's just like uh I just got this feeling it's going to resonate more with like the hear me out. It's the type where like the reviews come out, everyone goes, "Oh, like I thought it was going to be a little bit better than that." And then
Oh my
people get their
God.
hands on the game on release and everyone goes, "What were these guys talking about?" You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
my God. If it does that, I'm going to be pissed.
that's the vision that I see. But I'm not talking like egregiously low. I'm just talking like that like this is the IGN 7. Like I want we'll timestamp this. We're gonna save this.
Yeah.
IGN gives this
We're
one a
going to
7,
push this.
and then
Let's table
everyone's gonna
that.
go nuts. Yeah, and then everyone's gonna go nuts, and then they're gonna get their hands on it, show a boss and some gameplay, and be like, "Dude, this is peak. What are we talking?" Like, I see that vision for sure.
I'm a firm believer that there is some kind of journalist biasm when it comes to games coming from the East. Because Black Myth
Sure.
Wukong got it. I mean, that game lost to Astrobot. And while I have the utmost respect for a beautiful, well-executed game, numbers don't lie. And every single number that Black Myth Wukong produced beat Astrobot. Every single
It was
one.
ridiculous. It was ridiculous, dude.
So I don't know how you give Astrobot Game of the Year over a game that broke the internet. It's ridiculous. It's honestly a disservice to gamers as a whole. So
I love me some Astro.
I know you do. Tell me if I'm overstepping. I know you're a massive Astro. You got the platinum, didn't you?
Oh, of course. I have the I believe on both.
Oh, okay. Just got it twice. Whatever.
Yeah, but I'm a big like I get the vision for both of them, but yeah, like the numbers are insane. Like numbers doesn't always mean quality, but like I think in that case, like it was a really good game. It was just God, it was so much fun. There's so much. Again, this was that company's first video game. Like,
right? That has to be taken into account.
Let's be real there. Like that was their first outing, dude. Is ridiculous. That's a grand salami.
Their
if I've
first
ever seen one, dude.
Let me tell you. Let me just add this one more thing, and then we'll jump on to the next topic. But their game increased the budget for 3 other games.
Yeah. Like that's not like that's not what's it called? Like we're not reaching. Like that's a fact. Like the Wukong effect is what they have called it over there. That is a straight fact. We have heard directly from S Game, and like that is legit because we know like the developers of Phantom Blade Zero are actually decent friends with Game Science as well too. So once that smashed, they were like, up the budget like 6 times over. Like,
and mad respect for the recognition. Sorry, I've added 4 syllables there for the recognition of like game recognizes game. They're like, guys, this did really good. You get more money. Yeah. Imagine if any fucking studio in the West got that kind of recognition. Yeah. You know, we'd probably have Dead Space freaking 4 by now. I'm sorry, that's another discussion for another day. We'll table that. But
one. We
all
can
right,
Dead Space all day.
So next thing, unsung hero, a game I believe in and I've been waiting for your take on. So I've played it twice now and I've seen it once. Pragmata. You got to play the demo. Yes. I want to hear your take, and then I will fill you in on how I feel about the game.
I don't know why. After yapping, dude, I forgot that was on the table. I was like, I don't know why. I don't know, like shocked me for a second. I was like, wait. I was like, what is he talking about? But yeah. Pragmata. So you played this, I want to say, how many months? Was this Summer Game Fest you played?
This is in August. I got to get my hands on it. And I do have some more information for you because we did kind of we foreplayed, talked about it the other day, but I said, no,
we did.
We talk about it later. So, yes, I played it at Gamescom.
A little bit.
Yep, just before my birthday. It was when I was in Germany for Gamescom. I was lucky enough to get behind the scenes with Capcom, and they let me play that, Onimusha, and Resident Evil. But I told you it was a resounding like, wow, that was impressive. It blew me away. And I'm underselling it right now because I don't want to share my full opinion, but I want to hear yours, and then I'll weigh in. So go ahead.
So
Take the
Yeah,
reins.
if anybody doesn't know, they have a full demo, or they have a demo that's live on Steam now. I think it's coming to console like in early 2026 or something like that.
April.
Too. Oh God, yeah. And then so played that, and I will give you the 2 thumbs up. I thought it was really good. Really looking forward to it because I kept telling Todd. And I've known several people who've played this demo, like the Co-op 64 boys at Summer Game Fest. I think got to check it out. Or no, I'm sorry, that wasn't Summer Game Fest. It was a separate event that they had, but same thing. They got to play all three, and this is like the sixth time that I've heard somebody be like, "I played Resident Evil 9, Pragmata, Onimusha, and Pragmata was my favorite of the bunch." And I was like, "That's freaking crazy!" Because I don't know what it is. If it's like the trailer or something, I just wasn't. I was like, it doesn't like this look bad, but I was just like, it's not that good. Like that's crazy. Like it just wasn't selling me on it. But yeah, it's really good. I think the gameplay it looks great, by the way, just like performance wise. Ran awesome on my PC. I have the 4070 XT, the 4070 XT. Oh, I'm sorry, that is the 9070 XT. And it ran great. The third person shooting felt cool, but the hacking portions are really cool. I forget what game that's like. You might know it as well. Some people I saw were mentioning how similar it was, like in a good way, not a bad way. But you use the little girl on your back. She's like an android, so you get to like hack to do like more damage as well too. You got to use, I think, 3 or 4 weapons in the demo.
It was 3
if I
weapons.
remember. Okay. And that was cool. We fought a boss at the end of it that I really enjoyed. And my playtime, I don't know if I was just zooming. I told you, like, it took me like 15. This is part of the foreplay. It took me like 15 minutes. But like I replayed it too and like slowed down a little bit. Maybe I just thought I had more time or something. But yeah, no, very positive from the demo. Demo was a good thing. I think I've said numerous times, like, I think this is one of those ones that like people won't. I think a lot of people are going to be like me. They're going to see the trailer, be like, I don't know, but then they're going to play it. They're going to be like, oh shoot, I actually think this could be definitely something that I'll enjoy too. So I think the demo was a very smart, very smart idea.
Yeah, I'll second that like right away and feel free to interrupt me anytime because I want to throw in my 2 cents about this game. I've been gushing about
I
it.
haven't heard like like we've not really talked at all. I do know you were positive on it, but we didn't talk any like details at all.
Yeah, and it feels cool to be kind of on the front line about a game that Capcom is trying to take a stab at, right? That's a brand new IP. We've never heard about it before, and I think that's another reason why there's no hype behind it because no one knows what it is. And then they see the gimmick behind it, which I'm going to call it a gimmick because it is. It's a new mechanic, but when they see that gimmick, the first like negative thing I saw about it was like, I don't want to hack every single enemy every time I come across them, and it's like, well, you should try it. And that's the first thing. Before I get into this, I'm going to preface really fast. Play the demo. Whoever's got a friend with a PC, play the demo, because the first thing I said in my YouTube video when I got back from Gamescom and I talked about Onimusha, Resident Evil 9, and Pragmata was that it took everybody by surprise. Nobody expected this game to bang. A lot of people went in thinking this is a weird gimmick. And you can second this right now, wasn't punching in the hack easy?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's satisfying because just like, Call of Duty is a master at sound design. Sound is one of the things that makes you feel accomplished, and like all the little clicks. And then when you hit it and then the enemy is exploding a little bit because they take damage from the hack and then they also become vulnerable. All those sounds come together in a cacophony of success, which is awesome. Then you get into the gunplay, which feels pretty cookie cutter when you've played a third person. If you played The Last of Us, maybe that sounds silly, but I think it felt Last of Us-y. What did you think about that, Jacob? It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's also Capcom. Like it's got the Resident Evil feel to it, like in a good way. Like it's crispy. It's very crispy.
It's responsive. Like it doesn't feel hard to get on target. And I mean, overall, it's not breaking, the fourth wall or anything like that. Like it's not breaking the mold, but it feels good. And then you get into, the nodes that you can pick up. When you beat the demo the first time, you unlock multi-hack. And in the first part of the demo, like the first time you play through it, you have an extra damage node. It's like yellow. And if you go through those nodes before you complete the hack, you can do additional damage. And then the multi-hack one creates a like spider area to where like if you hack one enemy, any enemy in the area there will also get hacked. So you're not hacking 3 separate times if there's 3 enemies. And there you go. There's the answer to your question of being like, oh, I got to hack every single enemy. Well, you don't.
Exactly.
So this is a game that I can't stress enough. I could see people seeing it or viewing it as a high mid-tier game, depending on how they deliver on every other aspect, because really all we've gotten to see is a little bit of gameplay. We got a little bit of what the characters feel like. Diana is quirky and silly like a child would be, but she's a child AI. And then you have, I think his name is Hugh. And he's like trying to take care of this little AI, like, because it looks like a kid. So he's treating it like a kid. But then the kid's like, oh, by the way, I could do this. And then like there's a new ability like Diana's overdrive ability, which I love the word overdrive. Final Fantasy X fan, you know that.
Yes. Yeah. No. I did. I'm a big fan of like the hit the L3 R3. Something cool always happens. So I'm very pro that.
Yeah, so I'm curious to know like if they expand even further upon like those abilities. Like, are we going to see weapon skill trees, mods, to weapons? Yeah. I love. No, tell me how you feel about this. Do you like that weapons aren't collected; they're just held onto until they run out of ammo, or do you like the ammo, aspect of carrying like different ammunitions and stuff like that? Personally, I don't have a negative feeling toward it. You run out of the gun, then you don't have the gun anymore. Like you don't have any ammo for it. And same thing with the nodes. Those are perishable as well.
Yep. I guess it'll just see how it feels in the long term. Like I'd say for the most part, I do prefer just having the base, like having set ones, but I'm not opposed to it, or anything. It felt natural during the demo and stuff, so it didn't, it all just depends on the execution. But the literally the biggest positive is like literally when the demo was done, I was like, dang, like I want to play more. Like, and that's literally all you can ask for in a demo. If I had to give it any just like overall ideas, like that's, I want to play more and I want to buy it when it comes out. So I feel like it did its job.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of demos, and it's a lost art these days. And I will tell you also, for anybody who plays the demo, it's not vastly different, but that is not what I played at Gamescom. Like,
interesting. Okay, because I was going to ask you about that. Okay.
Yeah, so like the opening cinematic, like if you go watch my Capcom YouTube video recap with the 3 games, you could see in the B-roll itself where I started off was like a dark and dungy room with like damage to it. My suit was destroyed and Diana walks up and fixes me. And then she has a whole cutscene with like, I'm going to hack that thing. And you're like, what? Whereas in this game, it was just like, you just aimed at it and you just started hacking.
I see. Okay.
Enemy placement was different. As far as experiencing the weapons and fighting the boss, that was all the same, but there was quite a bit of difference tempo of like enemy placement. And then that upcoming, that starting scene and stuff like that, that was all different. So I don't know what that was, like why they did that. If there was glitches they discovered, if they had if that's a pre-build to what they did at Gamescom, but it was slightly different than what I played already, but not much, not like you're not missing anything. So
sure. Good to know. Good to know. I was curious if it was like the same thing or not.
Yeah, vastly, wildly underrated game. I could see people clipping it after it comes out, and people being like, "What game is this? What game is this?" Because like a lot of people don't see everything. Like you're on the internet, you don't see everything. So like even though we talk about it over and over again, people aren't gonna be like, oh, we should go play that game, and it's not a resounding success because we talked about it. That multiple people need to talk about it.
Yep. I have a feeling it's some in my bones is just telling me it's not gonna like be a grand slam sales wise. I think it's gonna hit the slow burn, like you know what I mean. Like people will talk about it over time and whatnot, and then that's just what I think. But I'm always down for a new IP. I liked the banter just from what I briefly heard between like Hugh and Diana too. Like you can call me, you know, whatever, Last of Us Glazer, whatnot. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that like dynamic, like not even necessarily like father daughter, if you will, but you know, after that, like the God of War 2018, you know what I mean? Like you've got a person, your
Yeah.
companion, the Uncharted, you know what I mean? I think that makes interesting stories because like they can converse not just in a cutscene. Like, you know, I like when you're just like you were walking around with Hugh and he was just like chatting with her, you know what I mean? I'm like, I like that's just something for me. I know you were talking about like your types kind of thing. Like that's a type of video game that like is usually a hit for me, you know? So I was surprised by that too. The demo does not give you many story beats at all. So will definitely be interested to see where that gets taken.
I'm waiting for a gameplay trailer too to drop, honestly, with it dropping in April. Like I could see probably in the next couple months a state of play if there's one planned,
yeah,
showcasing
that is
more.
crazy. That's not far at all, dude.
No, like we got Resident Evil in February, and then literally 2 months later, wait, January, February, March,
Holy
April. Yeah, 2 months later,
smokes.
Pragmata, and I think Onimusha is. I don't think that's 2026. I think that's 27. But because it'd be crazy for Capcom to drop 3 major titles.
That would go crazy. That would go crazy, to be honest.
Capcom's like 2026 is our year, dude.
Yeah, I mean RE9 will probably be good. And Pragmata will probably be good too. So that's
I could see Resident Evil 9 doing bars though, for real. But I think we should table that conversation for another time.
Agreed, but no, definitely. I'm very happy with the Pragmata demo. Played it twice, and I'm very, very much looking for. I'm glad we don't have to wait that much longer. So
it's gonna be hard.
Encourage literally anybody to play it. So
we got a lot of games coming out in the first quarter, like first quarter and a half. Like I know,
job is gonna suck, dude.
Talking about game. That's why I cherry pick, dude. That's why I don't play. Stressed. I don't talk about every game because I don't got time.
Stressed. We'll get there though. We'll get there.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the elephant in the room, and then we'll talk about the other elephant. It's like an elephant and a manatee, in my opinion. But where's your head at with Highguard?
Maybe not as crazy, hot as you think. To be quite honest, I'm on the nothing burger side of things. You know what I'm saying?
Same. I'm right there with you.
It may be just not a hot take at all. Like I said, I kind of feel like a nothing burger on it, where it's like I just don't really feel too strongly for or against, because like the elephant in the room to me, stupid game to close a show on, absolutely stupid game. And I think people are underestimating where that placement, like if that game was not the last game of the night, I don't think the conversations that we're seeing now would like they'd be had. You know what I mean? Like
they framed it poorly. Okay. They did. They set it up to be this next big thing.
Another. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely stupid placement. And I genuinely believe that if the placement was different, the conversation would be different. But like, it's a free to play game. You know what I mean? Like why am I going to get worked up over okay, if it was a Concord situation where it's like they wanted to charge $40 for it, you know, it's like,
dead on arrival.
Like we really got to you got to prove yourself. Like, I mean, it's a free to play game. Come on guys. Like, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? If you don't want to play it, don't play it. If you want to try it and then delete it, it's free. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a combination of the placement and then leading up with like and I know why they're doing it, but they're just like the devs of Titanfall and
first of all, that is BS. If you sit there and lean on your legacy, it's not even really your entire legacy either. Like, it's a previous thing. Like, are you going to make Titanfall 3? Then yeah, sure, lean on that. But if it's not that, then I don't even know why you even say that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes me more mad. The only reason this perception is the way that it is because of the way they went about showing this freaking trailer. If they would have just dropped it in the middle of the show, maybe people would have talked about it and they'd be like, okay, we got a new free to play game coming out, and whatever. But like the Titanfall thing to the end of the show, like it is just stupid placement. But as far as the actual game, like it looks like it could be a good time. You know what I'm saying? But like it's a free to play game. I have no strong feelings towards it. Maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe I won't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a no harm, no foul situation to me. Like it's, I'll give it a try.
I feel like I'm with you on that. Like I feel like if it was like, here's the thing, they built this giant obelisk for Divinity and they created all this mystery around it. Honestly, in my opinion, that or the Jedi game could have, I mean, it's not that long of a trailer. That's the problem. But Divinity was a long trailer. That could have been your last trailer. People are hyped for that. And to sit here and act like, dude, the fact that they're like reinventing, what was their verbiage? Reinventing FPS or something like that. Like, nothing they did was reinvented except, I mean, riding a horse? Like, okay, we've had mounts in games before. What have you reinvented? And if you did reinvent something, please showcase it better.
Please elaborate. Please share with the class. Maybe
is the reinvention in the chat? Because
is it in the room with us, please?
Is it in the room? Because did I miss it? Because I'll tell you right now, just like you said, if they would have framed it better. And first of all, no one should have said they're reinventing anything. I feel like they should have had that conversation deep in their soul. What did we reinvent? And at least portray it better. But anyways, take that out of the equation, put that trailer in the middle of the freaking showcase, free to play. Everyone's gonna be like, okay, free to play hero shooter. We'll make fun of it less. But since you put the spotlight on it and Keeley freaking fluffed it to the max and then walked out of the arena and left us all wanting. We're like, dog, you were asking to be called Concord 2 at this point, begging for 100%.
It. I think people making fun of the placement and anything like that is 100% valid. Like, you know what I mean? Make fun of that all day long because it was a stupid decision. It was really, really dumb. But yeah, as far as like the core, the meat and the potatoes of the game, we'll see it when we see it. Like I said, I'm not jonesing for it. It's a hero shooter, but it's free to play. I ain't sweating it too much. But yeah, let's maybe work on a stronger closing next time. Maybe, dear God.
And you said it right. Dumb. Like it is a free to play game. That is its saving grace. It's not a $40 title like PlayStation was trying to do. That's what killed the game, honestly. Like this nothing burger of a game that costs $40 to buy into. And then it's also going to have microtransactions. You know it's going to. So it's like, at least it's free to play. We know what we're getting, like my Marvel Rivals, but like, that's a big title. You got a lot of big names. So people are going to spend the money. It's fine because we know what we're getting into with free to play games this day and age. We're not, a boring new gamer. So I'm going to play it. I don't care. And if the gameplay is good, guess what I'll say? Gameplay is good. I don't have time for another game to grind. And that's the biggest problem with this kind of dead genre, in my opinion, is just like, I'm so freaking sick of grinding a freaking battle pass, and they're going to have it. I can't
play Marvel Rivals, dude. Like I find the game fun. I enjoy it. But like, dude, you know what's funny? I swear to God, Todd, do you remember when we last played with like Sarth? Like, I think like a year.
One of the best times that I've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was one of the best times playing with my friends, and it still couldn't hook me.
That's right, and had an absolute blast. But it's just like that's just all it is. It's the freaking grind, and it's just like not even that I don't have time. It's partially I don't have time, and I just don't enjoy that, man. Like I just really don't. Like I'm like, how do y'all play this for like 7 days in a week, and you're playing like 5 out of 7 of those days for hours on end. Like like the same thing, the same multiplayer game over and over again. Like I don't know. Like
I'll say that I still resonate with the gamer that only plays like maybe 3 games a year. Like us being in our position, like we play multiple games a year, and we're trying to be informative. Based off of like initial impressions. How's it feel? Does it feel polished? Yada yada yada. I miss the days of being able to play just like I couldn't imagine. Well, what was my last like Gears of War was my game. I got on, I played that game 7 hours a day, bro. It was a part-time, full-time job. You know, so some people are hopping on Marvel Rivals and saying, I want all the skins. I don't care. And then maybe they'll have one single player game or an MMO to play. Like that's their 1-2 punch. So like, but as far as like another hero shooter, then now you have Overwatch. Now you have, I'm not going to say it really matters, but like the First Descendant? That's a online active game. Marvel Rivals is honestly peak right now. Now you have Arc Raiders. That's an online live service.
I was literally gonna say that's like I just know myself because I played last night and like I've been telling you how much fun I've been having, and I'm seeing the horizon, like I'm seeing the plateau, because like I had played last night and I've got like 35-ish, maybe 40 hours in it. So like I mean I've played a good bit, but like there's like 4 or 5 maps, and then I'm like okay, I think I'm getting to where like I've had my fun. Maybe I'm not like dropping it or anything, but you know what I mean? Like we were playing it multiple times a week, and now like I think a whole week or so has gone by, and this was like the first time we played it for like hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's just the kind of gamer I am, dude. I freaking, it's a total side note, but I did like this. A buddy of mine on TikTok took this poll, and he was trying to get like gauging how many games people had played a year, new titles. And I took a guesstimate. Literally, didn't even look into it for a minute. And I was
what
like,
was the poll options? I want to guess too.
So it was like like 0 to 10, and then it was like 15 to like 25, and then it was like 25 to 35, and then it was like 40 and plus. And then I was like, I didn't play 40 games. So I was like, I think I hit like the 25 to 35 or something like that. You know
what's
what I mean?
0 to 10?
No. For new titles, I was in the high 50s.
Really?
Yeah. Like I obviously didn't beat every single game. I beat a significant amount of them, but I added them up and I was in the high 50s for new titles released in 2025 that I touched, that I played.
Oh, I thought it was like the average gamer. My bad. I misunderstood the question.
Oh, no.
I think the average gamer is 0 to 10. Would you think that's right?
Absolutely. But I was saying like I was even shooting myself short, and I was like, there's no way I played over 40 new titles. And I was like, I think I got close to 60 new titles. And I was like, that's a lot of new game, man. Like there's a lot of new game.
So many new games. I miss the days.
That's averaging over 1 a week.
That's crazy. That's great. When you say it like that, it makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I like, and I've told you this before with games that I like. I sip. If I find a game where I am like, wow, this is beautiful, I will sip it like a fine wine. I will drag my feet. I will turn over every rock. I don't care how long. If it takes me years to beat the game, I'll do it. I'm still doing it with Final Fantasy 16. I glaze the game from perspective of this is a good game. I am going to make sure I savor it.
Literally, we was yapping up with Ben Starr, and bro's like, dude, Todd's like, I'm still sipping this thing, dude. That's crazy.
I told it. Well, I love that Ben was like, I was like, Ben, what's your favorite Final Fantasy? What's the best one? He was like, Final Fantasy 10. I was like, bro, are we brothers? Except you're way more handsome than me, beautiful and everything.
Nice. That's so annoying.
But I mean, almost 1,000 hours I have in Final Fantasy 10, which, you know, obviously there's like, that's an outlier, but I'm probably the low end as far as outliers go for fans of that game, because it is one of the best Final Fantasies. But that's where I'm at with 16 is like, this is my number 2. Like Final Fantasy 16 is my number 2 Final Fantasy. And I'm like, I'm still going through it. And it's still the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's so much fun. I love Final Fantasy 16.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Highguard. I think optimistically, it will find its audience and people will play it. I don't think it'll be Concord 2. I think the gameplay might surprise people, but time will tell. That's just my blind reaction to it. It comes out in less than 30 days, or about 30 days. So we'll find out. Being free is going to be its saving grace, but I don't think it'll be a Concord 2. I don't think it'll be massively successful.
I don't think so either.
But you know what? Timestamp it. If I'm wrong, then cool. I'm really happy that I'm wrong. That's something I want to be wrong
We will
about.
come back. For sure.
But it's not a Concord. Concord made a lot of wrong decisions, and that's why it got what it got.
Yep.
But all right, let's wrap this up. How do you feel about How do you feel about the animosity with Expedition? Like Expedition 33 ran away 9 out of 12 nominations, 9, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And people are like, boring. They keep winning. It's like, well, they deserve it though. Do you think there should be a cap on what you can be nominated for?
I don't think so. I think that's honestly just being transparent. That's loser talk, man. That's
It sounds like you're talking about the second podium.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you want participation trophies. It's like if it wants to clear it, it can clear them. People are like, when's the last time a movie did that with the Lord of the Rings? And I rest the case there. Need I explain more? Need I explain more? Like, yes, if it does, man. Like, it's okay, and I'm perfectly okay with the if you want to have some arguments or whatever about like specifically it's the indie, the art direction, and the RPG ones. Like those are the ones I think like you can actually have like decent conversations about. And it's like for art direction, if you liked Hollow Knights, again, I'm a big Hollow Knight stan. That's not a crazy take to me. If you like RPG, like, and this is again, there's a billion side tangents you could hit because people are being like, oh, Expedition's done RPG. Yes, it is.
It's the definition of an RPG.
Because people are like, oh, like you don't have like the role playing stuff like in KCD2. I'm like, these are different things. Final Fantasy VII is an RPG. Like tons of them are, and you will have like a preset character that you're not like, you know what I mean? Like it is a RPG 100%. They are just different types of RPGs. But if you prefer the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 style, like again, I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. Same thing with the indie game too. Like that's for some contention. Like again, those ones are like you've got some pull on those, but like but like at the end of the day, yeah, like the sweep is the sweep, man. Like it's that. Forget putting a cap on it. That is loser talk, man. That is loser talk.
I have my feelings in both directions about it. Like, I don't think by any means that you should limit a game from being nominated to things, but also I could see like this is a terrible year for this to happen because we had so many awesome.
Could not agree more.
Like, honestly, I didn't play KCD2. I have mad respect for that game. I know what it is and what it's about. And I think, yeah, sure. RPG of the year. Absolutely. Because like, I don't think any game could have a thicker role to it. You know, like you are a peasant. Nope. You are making your own potions. You're making your own swords. Like that is a role and you are playing it.
Yeah. See, like I said, I'm in that boat. What I realized what I mentioned earlier, I wasn't even like Joan. Like if I was to make that decision, I would have put it for KCD2, like just as the better overall RPG. I was just piggybacking on the idea that people thought Expedition wasn't, and I was like, no, it is. It's just they're different. But so yeah, I agree with that. And same thing, art direction, man. Hades 2 or Silk Song, like wouldn't even have hated that. You know what I'm saying? Like those are awesome too. But yeah, literally perfect sentence. It's like, what a worse year for Expedition 33 to drop.
The sweep,
like why? Because there's so many other good stuff. Bro, this dude, how freaking baller. Silk Song, Jeff Keighley's like, because we found this out too because we have insider friends from like 11-bit studios and stuff. Not that this is like not public knowledge. I think I saw it on Twitter too, but like they offer whatever team gets nominated, they get offered like 2 plane tickets. And so they reached out to Team Cherry, and Team Cherry was like, like we're good. Expedition's probably going to sweep. So like, we're just kind of working on our game. And Jeff had made us, I don't know if you saw this, when they won their one category, Jeff goes, hey, see guys, you won something.
And the game award goes to Hollow Knight Silk Song. See, you guys won. All right.
It seemed really like petty.
What an a-hole, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's petty, dude.
So, and then 2 days after Game Awards, Hollow Knight Silk Song drops the trailer for their DLC, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's such a baller move. I don't know.
They're like, we could be petty back. We're fine. Oh, sorry, we didn't pay you $500,000 to play our trailer. Fuck off, Jeff, dude.
That's what I was going before. It's like it's sitting at 3 million views already, and it's like, yeah, like, dude, Team Cherry just has to tweet something, and it's like it's gonna garner millions of views. Like, there's no reason for them to spend money on. Oh, dude, and Silk Song has sold 7 million units in 3 months.
Shut
That
up, dude.
Todd,
That's
that equates to $140 million.
dude. Good for them, man.
At $20 retail, there's 3 people who work at Team Cherry.
Dude, Jeff Keighley wishes he can pull that bag, dude. He wishes. But in your fucking dreams, bro. Why don't you just up your fucking rates next year, you know?
They literally are just like, oh yeah, DLC out next year. See ya. Like that's it. I was like, how,
Well, let me guess, the DLC is probably free
dude.
too, isn't it? Like
It's
Team
free.
Cherry.
It's free. It's free. Yep, it's free. It's not paid. It's free.
These guys are literally based as based can be. They're just like, dude, it was so funny that 11-bit too. They were like, yeah, they launched their game for $20. We're like, what the heck, man? Like
ruined everything, dude.
They're like $20. Get out of here. They're like, they already knew what they were sitting on. They could take their time with it and launch it at $20. It's a no-brainer pickup. It's a pickup for people that aren't even in. Like for me, it's a pickup, dude. You just play the game, and if you don't like it, guess what? You didn't lose anything. $20. It's basically free in this economy for gaming.
No, you are literally not. You're preaching to the choir, dude. It's so far. I hope I don't sound as bad as it, but like that's literally how I see stuff. I'm like, dude, $20. Like if I lost out on $20, it's like that is not that big of a deal. And like the quality and the amount of game that you get for it, like I could talk about that for hours, how unreal that, because they could have hit $30 to $40, doubled their profit, because they would have sold the same. You better believe that. If you think they wouldn't have sold the same numbers, you are delusional. They could have charged $40. They would have made $280 million and wouldn't have bat an eye. It would have done the same numbers. I guarantee you. But
unlike the industry, they respect their player base.
Yeah, $20 is that is a because like at this point they've made their money. Like they're just doing this for the love of the game at this point, dude. Yep. Like they're just in it for that. Like they've made their profit. Because I think the original Hollow Knight sold 7 million copies like in like several years down the line from the original Hollow Knight. So Silksong has been out 3 months. Like 7 million units is insane. So they've made $140 million now in 3 months. By the end of next year and the year after, that is crazy, dude.
Honestly, that's got to be like one of the far outliers for games. It's like GTA 6X. Am I tripping on saying that? That feels like no. I don't think any game does that, right?
Yeah. Because Expedition has not done that or anything.
3 million is that what they're at, right?
Yeah.
Is it 3 or 1? I can't remember.
No, 3. I think it hit 1 million very quickly.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, 7 million in 3 months is because they I don't remember if this if I'm not correct, or I think I'm correct. I'm not positive that includes the Game Pass players. Like I think that's those are sold copies. So they still have Game Pass players on Silksong.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
that's just crazy. That is crazy freaking numbers, dude.
I don't know how you can't look at the success of a game. Like I know that games cost, there's overhead, there's salaries, all kinds of stuff to pay for a game, right? But you figure out that number, and then you could like, hey, we could sell this game for this. It'll respect the player's wallet, and then more playable people, like the probability of people playing it will increase, right? There's got to be some truth to that statement. Expedition launched at 50, right?
50, and if you ordered it beforehand on everything, it was close to 40. I think it was like $43 or something when I had bought it.
And still no microtransactions. They're just like, hey, here's this fully fleshed out game with a brand new story, new IP, A-list voice actors. You know, I think the only thing was like character models to me looked a little indie.
Definitely.
Dead eyes.
This is back on like the indie game thing. Like you can see Guillaume Broche's original post And he said at the start, like we're an indie studio right now. We're a very small team, but we're shooting to make a AA video game. And like that's very accurate to what Expedition is, you know. That's why people are like, it has that AAA feeling, but there are a couple things that like hold it back. And that's just one of those things. Like they used iPhones and to do like a lot of the motion capture on the engine and stuff. And so like, yeah, it's definitely like a AA video game.
Yeah, and I'm not putting it down for that at all. I'm just saying like that's an observation I made where I was like, I could see this.
Agreed.
But like it's crazy because that's where you see the faults. And then you look at the execution of like you fight a boss and like you hit the final blow and then it goes into this full cinematic Avengers level attack.
Duelist, bro. Oh my God. I love that thing, bro.
It's so freaking cool. Yep, the absolute cinema pose. You're like, what am I playing right now, dude? Yeah, I think there is room for discussion about a game getting nominated for so many things, but at the same time, you made the game and we just played by the rules, and Expedition swept because at the end of the day, the biggest one I'll say is indie game. They are indie by definition, but it doesn't look indie. They exceeded expectations in indie.
Yeah, definitely. Had like a kind of a non-traditional route, you know, securing the publisher too and stuff. So it's like I get it, but yeah, I like I said, that is just the worst part. I'm in full agreement. It's like I know people want to see other stuff shine, and like I don't. Two things that exist at the same time. Like I agree with that, but like at the end of the day, like if it deserved the wins, it deserved the wins, and like it just couldn't have been a worse time because there was tons of good. Like I'm wearing a Dispatch t-shirt. And,
Dispatch got nothing.
Well, to be fair, because of the time cutoff, because
it's true.
They released in episodes, and so the final episode of Dispatch was like 2 weeks before the Game Awards. Like,
but you know, it was making waves on the internet. You know, I felt like it was missed there, but hopefully that doesn't mean we don't see something next year because. I mean, you know, it's weird. It's weird how timing, because like the hype will be gone, but like the recognition should still be there. But
yeah, dude, man, Dispatch. What an underdog, or not, maybe not even an underdog, just like a complete surprise. I guess those have been my favorites this year, because even like Expedition, I knew was going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be that good. And same thing with Dispatch. I was like, oh, I love the Telltale formula. Man, freaking just knocked my socks off. Like,
isn't it true that the story was that game was supposed to be a TV show, and they said no funding, so they made it a game?
You are correct. You are correct. And that's why it's like I get so freaking irritated when people get like, because all the buzz, or not all the buzz, but any like negative people, they're just like, oh, bro, it's like, it's just a movie, like whenever. And it's like, dude, the game is $26. The game is $26. And like it was intended to be that. They had to detour. Like, how can we not see, wouldn't gaming be so boring if every single game played exactly the same? Okay, I want to Devil May Cry. Go play Devil May Cry. Go play God of War. This is a genre that people enjoy. Yes, this is very story focused. It's gonna have minimal gameplay. It reflects in the cost. I think they know that. Like I said, it's $26, bro. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? Why are we like, this is not Mario Kart World. It's not an $80 video game and then there's no game. Like
an $80 nothing burger of recycled assets.
Right. It's like, take all of these things into account, please, before you start just typing stuff out on your freaking phone, because y'all sound like idiots, man. It's like, but yeah, it's like,
hey, rage baiters got to eat too. That's what Twitter's for. They got
to, bro. Some of them don't even got the blue check mark, man. Some of them, like, literally for the love of the game.
They're hating for the hate of the game.
Just lying, bro. Just straight up lying. And the freaking, but like, I've never understood that art, because there's not even a crazy ton of these Telltale style games anymore. So it's like, dude, okay, if you don't like it, don't freaking play it. Go play something else. There's hundreds of others where they have these deep gameplay elements. Like, this is not, my point is, this isn't taking away from all of these other games. It's just like, oh, cool, I have 2 cakes now. Like, that's my perspective. It's like, cool, I can go play Phantom Blade Zero that has all these cool combos. I can also go enjoy a really good story in a game like Dispatch, and both are cool. Both coexist. It's like the industry's not going to shift. They act like anytime one of these comes out, the industry's going to shift and be like, oh, we're not doing gameplay anymore. We're all doing movies now. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, so yeah, Dispatch rips. I would have replaced Donkey Kong with it. Maybe that's spicy, but Dispatch was in my top 5 games of the year for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Nintendo's going to get a slot regardless, and Donkey Kong Bonanza was good. We could talk about that another time if we want to, but it was, honestly, one of the best games that Nintendo's put out in a long time.
Loved it.
I'll leave it at that.
That's how strong I thought Dispatch was. Like, resonated with me. Like, there's like, I think it was like episode 4, dude, when that thing hit, and like it was so fun, like the weekly releases, and like I was like chatting with my friends and stuff. I'm seeing stuff post, and like something happened after episode 4, and I was just like, dude, I haven't felt something like this in so freaking long. Like, this is awesome. So like,
I love seeing all the content.
Really cool. They cultivated just a really cool environment and culture. I just think they did all the right things, man. Like, all the right things for the release of that game.
Yeah, awesome. I also love, and this is gonna be silly because this is about my depth of knowledge with the game, because I didn't get to play it, but I saw a ton of it online. And I'm a little nerd about this, but I love that Moist Critical was in it as a character.
I do too.
He's such himself as that freaking bat thing or whatever it was.
He is.
But
Sonar was the hero name, so that's so peak.
But crazy year for gaming. I don't think I would like to see 2026 keep the tempo, but like 2025, I mean, even 24, 2023, like all these years have been, it just seems like it really is ramping up. It's funny how many bad games we get and like how much animosity and controversy there is. But at the same time, then you look at the year and you go, never mind. We got like a crap ton of bangers. Like, the backlog has increased because of the year.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, man. This is honestly turning our regular. So I'm gonna say this for the viewers right now. We're gonna break the fourth wall now. I'm gonna look at the camera. This is how me and this dude just have phone calls. Like, we were having phone calls back and forth for weeks on end, multiple times a week, just talking about this, just like this. Whatever was going on, we did this, and we were like, one day we're like, we should throw on the camera and talk about games. And this get the
microphone.
Yeah, and this was us experimenting with that. This was fun though, man. I appreciate you doing this. We'll do it again soon. I mean, I'll have free time. I got surgery coming up, so maybe we'll do one when I'm post-op, dog. For those of you at home, I tore my Achilles, so there's that. I'm all booted up. Hold on, I'm lifting my foot up for the camera. all booted up. All right, man. Well, GG's.